Welcome back to the channel, Cowboys Nation. As always, we've got all the breaking updates, juicy inside scoops, and everything going down at the Dallas Cowboys training camp. But buckle up, because this episode is stacked. Just when fans were starting to feel some cautious optimism about how this team was shaping up, another injury has rocked the camp, and it's got fans and coaches both holding their breath. We're diving into that injury, the fallout surrounding the offensive line, what's going on with rookie Tyler Guyton's replacements, and what we're hearing from inside the camp about the returns of Trevon Diggs and the surprise performance from Jaydon Blue. Yes, there is a lot to unpack today, and we're diving deep into all of it right now. Let's begin with the most pressing headline: the injury scare that's sending ripples through Oxnard. Just as the Cowboys were starting to get some chemistry on the offensive side of the ball, a key depth player has gone down in practice. While the team has not officially released the full medical report, sources close to the team suggest it could be another soft tissue injury, potentially sidelining him for at least a couple of weeks. This could have major implications, especially when it comes to who's getting first-team reps and how the offensive line rotation adjusts in real time. This isn't the first time Dallas has had to shuffle the deck during training camp due to injury, but each one adds strain to an already tense situation, especially with the offensive line being such a sensitive spot heading into the season. And that brings us directly to Tyler Guyton. The first-round rookie out of Oklahoma has been under a massive microscope ever since he was drafted, and now, more than ever, the pressure is building. Cowboys brass were hoping Guyton would have a smooth transition into the NFL, but reality has set in at camp. He's talented, no question about it, but like many rookies, he's facing a steep learning curve. His footwork still needs refinement, and he's struggling at times against the speed of NFL pass rushers. This latest injury to a key lineman only amplifies the spotlight on him. Can he step up and provide the stability Dak Prescott and the offense desperately need? So far, he's had flashes of brilliance, but consistency has not yet arrived. With the offensive line now dealing with instability, the Cowboys coaching staff has started to test out several potential replacements and fill-ins for Guyton. One name that's suddenly gaining traction is Josh Ball. Yes, he's had an up-and-down career, and he's been on the bubble more than once, but the coaching staff believes he's matured significantly and could hold the line literally and figuratively if Guyton continues to struggle or needs more development time. Alongside him, there's chatter about Asim Richards stepping up in a bigger way. The second-year lineman has quietly been grinding through camp, and while he doesn't have the fanfare Guyton has, the coaches have been impressed by his football IQ and adaptability. He's seen time at guard and tackle, and that versatility could be his ticket to securing a more prominent role, especially in light of the current injuries. But while the offense is sorting itself out, the defense just received a major jolt of energy. Trevon Diggs is officially back on the field. After months of rehab following that devastating ACL injury, the Pro Bowl corner is slowly getting worked back into team drills. Cowboys fans have been waiting for this moment with cautious optimism, and seeing Diggs on the field even in a limited capacity is a breath of fresh air for a secondary that needs its leader back. From what we've seen in the first few days of his return, Diggs still looks like Diggs. His footwork is crisp, his cuts are sharp, and perhaps most importantly, he hasn't lost that ball-hawking instinct that made him one of the most dangerous defensive backs in the league before the injury. The team is not rushing him back, they're being smart and deliberate, but make no mistake, his presence alone changes the entire dynamic of the defense. Diggs isn't just an elite cornerback, he's a tone setter, a game changer, and one of the emotional leaders of this roster. With Stephon Gilmore and Darren Bland locking down the other corner spots, Diggs' return creates a three-headed monster in the secondary that very few teams in the NFL can match. And in today's pass-heavy league, having that kind of firepower on the back end can be the difference between contending and collapsing. The coaching staff is keeping a close eye on his workload, but barring any setbacks, all signs point to Diggs being ready to go when the regular season kicks off. That's a massive development for Dan Quinn's unit, and a source of renewed optimism for fans still anxious about last season's painful ending. But perhaps the biggest surprise coming out of camp, especially this past week, has been the rise of running back Jaydon Blue. The undrafted rookie out of Texas has been turning heads in every single practice, and it's not just because of one flashy run or an impressive catch here and there. Blue is showing the kind of consistency, vision, and burst that coaches absolutely love. With Tony Pollard no longer on the roster, there's a huge opportunity in the Cowboys' backfield, and while veterans like Rico Dowdle and Deuce Vaughn were expected to lead the pack, it's Blue who is suddenly surging up the depth chart. In full-speed drills, he's showing patience beyond his years, waiting for holes to develop and hitting them with authority. And when he's catching passes out of the backfield, he looks smooth, confident, and ready to contribute. There's a real chance Jaydon Blue could carve out a meaningful role on this team, not just as a practice squad stash or a preseason standout, but as a legitimate contributor in the regular season. His rise is reminiscent of how Tony Pollard first started quietly impressive in camp before erupting onto the scene. The Cowboys coaching staff is watching closely, and while no depth chart decisions have been made just yet, it's becoming increasingly clear that Blue is not just a camp body. He's making a strong case to stick, and if he keeps this up in preseason games, fans might be seeing a new number getting touches on Sundays. All this comes at a crucial time as the Cowboys try to strike the delicate balance between developing their young talent and pushing for a Super Bowl-caliber season. Every camp injury, every roster battle, and every breakout performance has ripple effects across the depth chart. The offensive line, once considered a strength, is now under a microscope again. The wide receivers and quarterbacks can't do their jobs if the front five aren't holding up. So much of the Cowboys' success hinges on getting that protection right, especially with the defensive front seven they're going to face in the NFC this year. Tyler Guyton, for all his talent, now faces the enormous pressure of not just developing, but delivering immediately. Meanwhile, the defense seems to be regaining its swagger with Trevon Diggs back in the fold. The energy level in practice has noticeably gone up, and that confidence is contagious. When Diggs is barking at receivers and baiting quarterbacks, it fuels the rest of the defense. And with Micah Parsons already in midseason form, the Cowboys' pass rush could be more lethal than ever. Add in a solid secondary with Diggs, Gilmore, Bland, and Kearse roaming the backfield, and it's easy to see why this unit has the potential to be the best defense in the NFL this year provided they stay healthy. Then there's Jaydon Blue, the underdog story fans love to rally behind. If he keeps this pace, the Cowboys may just find their next hidden gem in the backfield. With Ezekiel Elliott gone and Pollard off to Tennessee, there's a clear void in leadership and reliability in the running back room. Blue, with his natural talent and impressive work ethic, might be ready to step into that spotlight far sooner than expected. The Cowboys are still weeks away from finalizing their 53-man roster, but training camp is already painting a clearer picture of who's trending up and who's falling behind. The injury bug is something every team faces, but how you respond is what defines a championship squad. Dallas has been here before, and if they want to get over the hump this season, it's going to take grit, depth, and a little bit of good fortune. So stay locked in, Cowboys Nation. We'll be following every development, every injury report, and every standout performance from Oxnard and beyond. This team is loaded with talent and stories just waiting to unfold. And if the first week of camp is any indication, the 2025 Dallas Cowboys season is already shaping up to be one of the most dramatic and thrilling in recent memory. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a single update. We've got a wild ride ahead and you won't want to miss a second of it.